The Power Hour is live. You can watch Initials Game 510. You can watch the Sklar Brothers, and you can have just all sorts of fun watching the Power Trip Morning Show. It begins now. KFAN.com/watch. Powered by Quantum Fiber. Your world unleashed.
Yeah. This is Den of Thieves in 74 days. Local music on the Power Trip Morning Show. Sklar Brothers, Mark Parrish, Marty Gellner, cast of thousands all in here getting ready for the Initials Game a little bit later today.
And if you're watching the stream, if you're watching on KFAN.com/watch, Jason's on the left, Randy's on the right.
Is that how the stream goes?
Yeah.
Jason and Randy.
Yes.
I love that you guys play local music. Our buddy Jim Weber for years, our dear, dear friend Jim Weber, he managed a band in Minneapolis, one of our favorite bands of all time called Detroit in Minneapolis. They used to play the 400 bar all the time. Huh. And we knew all the band. Like, first of all, like Lifter Puller, which later became the Hold Steady.
Hold Steady, man.
Flip, our buddy Chia Kai, like those guys. Kai Ahrens, like, who's a great artist and director. Like, we just knew the late 90s local Minneapolis music scene because we did commercials. This is one of our first jobs. We did commercials for the Minneapolis Star Tribune online when they started having their events calendar, like literally, it was like when the internet in 1996 was like a thing. And we played like aliens who landed in Minneapolis. We looked like ourselves. We weren't even in crazy makeup. And so that was part of it, was doing these commercials. We shot 6 commercials, 5 of them here with this great ad agency, Fallon McGilligan, which is like this great downtown Minneapolis. They did the original. This is, what was the guy from the Miller Lite, like the normal looking guy? This is those Miller Lite commercials. This is Dick or whatever the guy's name. Well, I mean, really, or Don or whatever. Anyway, and so they were great, and we shot them here. And then the 5th one we shot with Jim Signorelli, who was the guy who produced all the SNL, all the fake commercials for SNL.
No kidding.
We shot there in New York. But accompanying the ad campaign for us in 96 was 30 days of public appearances as these characters at events around Minneapolis. And we didn't have to like speak at the events. We just were walking around in the events like a boat show at like the convention center. We went to the Winter Carnival to show up at a St. Paul Saints game. It was like
dressed as
these characters. And Randy got the better deal because my character had a laptop strapped over his shoulders in this like rig that they did. But in 96, laptops weighed like 175 pounds. It was literally like light. It was heavier than like the backpack they need for like basic training, or if you're going to climb Everest. This thing is over my shoulders and I'm holding it, and I had to walk around with that thing for hours. But like, I just remember we'd be at all these events, and so we kind of grew to love Nicolette Mall. Like all the references in every Hold Steady song. We're like, yes, meet me out at the carpet store. We're like, yes, let's go. We're in every single so we have this deep affinity for Minneapolis, not just Twin Cities because we're twins, but literally we have this deep, deep, deep connection with this town.
Well, it sounds like you're Midwesterners anyway, right?
St. Louis, Midwest, went to Michigan.
That's probably part of it.
Yeah, totally. I mean, we can relate to everyone who's here. Like, Minneapolis was always to us the cooler version of the city we lived in because it's northern. It's based on art and music. If art and music are the core of your city and good sports, that's a town.
Good sports?
Well, you guys were better than St. Louis. I mean, except for the Cardinals, like in football, the Vikings were all... There was no worse. The Twins beat the Cardinals in 87.
Fair.
You guys won again in 91. So, like, in those days, this was a hub, and you had Kirby Puckett and Prince. It's like you were beating us in every element. Kent Herbeck.
Yes.
Kent Herbeck. He needs to open up. Does he have a House of Pies? Randy and I are like, he needs to open up Kent Herbeck's House of Pies.
Well, when you throw out the first pitch tomorrow, you can also go to Herbeck's, because he has a bar on the main concourse level, right up from the first base.
And there's a good chance you'll run into him.
He's probably going to be
the Bloody Mary has like a cheeseburger on it.
On it?
Oh, yeah. The Bloody Marys are unbelievable.
Yeah. Bloody Mary. Didn't we meet Harmon Killebrew once?
Oh, that was absolutely legend.
But who was the guy who was a big fan of ours? Minnesota Twin. Great hitter. No, it was Sean. Sean Casey. Sorry, it was Sean Casey and not a twin, but again, Jay was talking about like people who watch us, and you talk about Joanne and whatnot. we found this out from Glendon Rush, who was like a pitcher for the Cubs. And we're the Cardinals fans. We hate the Cubs. Hate the Cubs. Grew up hating them. I mean, now we sort of softened and love them and have so many friends from Chicago in the comedy scene who are like Cubs fans. So we were actually happy when they won in 2016. But for years, this is our most hated rivalry. St. Louis, always in the shadow of Chicago. They're second city. They're the second city. And we're just this rinky-dink town and blah, blah, blah. Hated them. And then we find out from Glendon Rush that when our show Cheap Seats was on ESPN, in the Cubs clubhouse, they had a TiVo. That's how long ago it was, in like 2004. And the entire TiVo was from a team with like Kerry Wood and Mark Pryor and all those guys who literally ripped our hearts out every single game. They had all Cheap Seats episodes on their thing. So when pitchers weren't scheduled to pitch, they would hang in the clubhouse and watch our show. And I'm like, you can't make me like the Cubs. No! How dare you? How dare you?
Paris, you said that's how you fell in love with these guys, too.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
On ESPN.
Yeah. It's in the locker rooms, man. We watch you guys all the time.
St. Louis is a little bit of a comedy hotbed, like a thoroughfare. John Hamm is from St. Louis. Ellie Kemper is from St. Louis.
Ellie Kemper's from St. Louis. John Hamm. And so Hamm, it's so funny that you talk about it as a comedy. I mean, like, he's a phenomenal actor. Like, literally was the best dramatic actor in the best series forever. But also, like, a really funny guy.
Yeah.
And grew up, he's 1 year older than us. So, like, we had all the frame of reference for all the, I'm sure you could do all the local commercials of every local thing that happened. And like, we would just text each other and just be like, the unique boutique. That's all we just It'd be like someone texting someone else here in Minneapolis, nice Polonaise. Like, you just say that just as a joke. I just thought that. And that's what we do with Hamm all the time. So he's from there. And first of all, like, Nikki Glazer is St. Louis. Cedric the Entertainer is St. Louis. Like, there's a lot of people who came from St. Louis who popped out into the world and did things. Hopefully we're in that group.
Sarah Evans.
Sarah Evans.
What just happened there,
That's one of Marnie's favorites.
You want to explore that, Marnes, more or not?
From just outside of St. Louis. She's my favorite singer. I mean, I know you guys are familiar with her work, Suds in the Bucket,
sure,
etc.
Sure, I'm all familiar with Sarah Evans' work. Yes, Lainey Wilson has traveled through there. I'm just kidding.
Lainey Wilson is here tomorrow night.
Great
call.
So Lainey Wilson. So our friend in L.A. wrote a fantastic movie script that he wants her to star in this movie, and so it's with her and with her people, and so fingers crossed.
Yeah, she might be here and she might be listening.
Okay, so Lainey Wilson, our friend Peter, she's not only has she read the script and loves it, she is writing a song for the movie. To go around and pitch this movie out to directors and stuff. Is that so imagine that you have a great script, you have Lainey Wilson attached, and a exclusive Lainey Wilson song for this movie. Yeah. I'm like, go sell that thing.
Wow.
Let's go.
She once played in St. Louis. What?
Do you see what are we even doing here? I mean, come on. It's all coming together.
So outside of Acme tonight and tomorrow, what have you guys been up to since May? What's new? What have you been a part of? What projects are you working on? Where can people listen to you and see you? Let's go through the whole gamut here.
So we just recently did, and I'm excited to do it again and again after midnight. That show is so fun with Taylor Tomlinson on CBS.
I saw that. You guys got her. I like when guests get hosts to crack, and when you guys were doing was it a kid on the side of a
so we're
horse
watching
race?
Yeah, and I didn't even see this the first time they showed us the video, but it was like people riding ostriches, which is bizarre. I mean, don't ride an ostrich. That's like a terrible idea, but it's ostrich racing. And then I just saw this kid not in the stands, just leaning on the railing. And I was like, hang on a second. Freeze it on that kid. Look at this kid on the railing. First of all, how did he get this access? And he's just one of those kids who's just talking to his dad. Daddy, I'm on the rails, Daddy. But I'm off the rails, Daddy. He's like a 12-year-old. Why did Mommy leave us, Daddy? Maybe because you're talking like Jackie Gleason from Smokey and the Bandit. I want a Diablo sandwich. And I was like, okay, this to us is a very cheap seats thing to find the kid on the rail and just start voicing his thoughts and become that thing. And you
got her.
She was laughing so hard. And in those moments, this is when it's good. And this is why I'm going to compliment your radio show right now. I know what Randy's going to say. when you are in a situation, so many times we come on shows all over the country and, do some of the bits that you're going to do in the thing. When someone from a radio show says, do some of your bits from your stand-up show, that means they don't want to engage with you in a real conversation. But if you're sitting in the room and you're just having very real conversations and funny things come up and you just are who you are, then it's this real moment. You forget you're on the radio. We're just having a conversation.
So I forgot we were doing a TV show, and I'm like, I'm just trying to get my friend Taylor to break. And that's
super fun. So you guys have it on this show. Nice. That show has that as well. It's really fun. So we do that. We have our podcast. We have View from the Cheap Seats is our sports podcast. We have another podcast called Dumb People Town. We are touring around the country doing that. We're crossing our fingers about possibly writing a movie for National Lampoon, which we're in the works of setting that up. So we have that going on and just a bunch of other stuff. I mean, the good news for us is that Rand and I are like, I'll put it in a hockey terminology. We're the grinder line.
Yeah.
Right? So we're the fourth line that comes in and no one expects anything out of us. And yet here we are still grinding away.
The identity line.
So I think this was a week or two ago. Did you not, after Richard Lewis died, not to bring the room down, did you tweet out? You guys ran into him at some point, right? You knew him a little bit?
So we knew him, and he knew this was great. So we did this thing called, there's a great organization called Comedy Gives Back, and it's a lot of comedians that sort of,
when the pandemic hit, there is no larger sort of safety net for comics. And when live performing went away, and if this is the main thing you do, comedy, stand-up, comics were in a really hard place. And so Bud Friedman, who ran the Improv, his daughter Zoe Friedman, who's incredible. She used to be at Comedy Central, and
she used to book Letterman. She's has been around the business.
So her and Amber J. Lawson and a couple other people put together this organization called Comedy Gives Back, where they raised a lot of money to support comedians who couldn't tour and things like that.
And our friend Avery Pearson, who is a Canadian, who is a really funny musical, has he wrote the music that, I don't know if you watched the ESPYs 2 years ago when Jay Farrow sang that hilarious song. He was playing up there and he wrote that song. So he's he wrote a hilarious Christmas song called Christmas Magic. You guys can see it online. It's on YouTube, where they basically got all these really funny comics to come and we sang a little line. It was like a We Are the World. And it's so funny, and it's hilarious about Christmas, and it actually is a really good song. It's very catchy, and Richard Lewis had a line in that song. We all got together on this one day to sing, and we got a chance to tell him oh my God, dude, you are we love you so much, and he knew who we were, and we really got to spend time and hang with him, and awesome. I was legend,
and also just the sweetest guy, exactly who you would want him to be. He is all the neuroses and all the things, but also
in a funny way that wasn't oh God, I got to put up with this guy doing all this stuff. You're no. All of that is real. All of his neuroses are real, but muted down in a way that if you talk to your friend, if you said, what I'm worried about tonight? I'm worrying about my wife, opening her mouth in the middle of the thing. That would be the thing on his mind. He's what's going on, Richard? My wife's coming to a show tonight. And that's on his mind.
Speaking of the show, you said it's an awesome lineup, not just you guys as well.
Yeah, so I love that you guys play local bands here on the show. We got two amazing local Minneapolis comedians. That's how great Minneapolis is as a comedy town, and Acme as a comedy club. Is Randy and I usually we're at the point in our career where we get to hand select who opens for us and bring people on the road with us. One of the guys we bring on the road with us, because he's just so wonderful and just a brilliant comic, Nate Abshire. He's local Minneapolis comedian, and so we try to get him to work with us every time we're here as much as we can. He is just so fantastic.
He's like a headliner himself. So for him to feature for us,
just to watch him do 25 minutes is worth the price of admission. And then Wendy Mayberry, she's also amazing, and she is hosting the show.
A newer comic, but a friend of ours and really talented. And I love having a mix of men and women on the show. I feel like everyone gets spoken to in a really nice way and heard in the audience. So it's just a great lineup, top to bottom.
Which is weird, Marnie, because we don't like when you talk.
Right, it's the opposite here. So thank you guys for lifting us up.
I'm sorry, was someone talking right there? I did not hear.
No, Randy wants to not amplify Marnie's voice if you can.
7 o'clock and 9 o'clock tonight at Acme, and then 7 o'clock and 9 o'clock tomorrow.
Well, only 9 tomorrow. Only 9.
That's right. The early one sold out.
Sold out tomorrow.
And I think there's 20. There were 20 tickets left in the early show for tonight, so that might be sold out too. But again, 9 o'clock is not that late. Go grab some dinner.
or hang out, and then come see us.
Can I ask you guys real quick before we go to break?
Sure.
You mentioned Jim Weber from the band Detroit?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool, yeah.
So he managed Detroit.
This is them live. I'm afraid they're going to cuss. I'm not going to play much of it. But
No, I'll tell you what they're doing right here, because they're doing a Rush medley.
That's right, yes.
Oh, nailed it.
And this is how funny they were. They would end the Rush medley with a Triumph song, because Triumph, like Rush, was a power trio from Canada.
Yeah.
That's just the funniest thing ever.
Legendary, man.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's
Love
great.
Detroit.
Very cool.
Jeff
All right.
Ham.
Enough of comedy talk. It's game time. When we come back, the Sklar Brothers play initials for the second time. Marnie Gellner, Mark Parrish, Chris Hockey, the five of them will square off, and one of you has a shot at $62,500 with the jackpot.
Up next, it's the Initials Game, featuring the St. Paul Federal Credit Union jackpot. Call 1-800-320-5326 for your shot at the Initials jackpot next on The Fan.
The Power Hour continues at KFAN.com/watch. You can watch Initials Game 510 right now, all thanks to Quantum Fiber.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Time has come. Go, guys. It is time. That's right. It is time. It is time, ladies and gentlemen. The Initials Game right around the corner. Our guests are in studio. Everybody's ready to go. We had paper. The smelling salts have been passed around.
Jeez.
Not everyone partook.
Yeah,
No, they have their own process.
It's almost
Marty.
like they like their brain cells.
Let them do what they want.
I watched you guys. Every single person was like, "Oh my god, that's the worst thing I've ever smelled ever."
Yeah.
And then they're like, "You guys want one? You guys want some? You want to do a shot?" The face you just made after doing that shot, and then your friend's like, "You want to do a shot?" Like, no, I don't. I do not want to do a shot.
Yeah, well.
Is everybody ready?
Yeah, we're ready to do this.
Let's go.
It's time for Initials Major Round 3.
Hang on, that's the wrong button. Zach, do it live then.
It's time for Initials Game 510 on the Power Trip with your host, Corey Cove.
Nailed it. Way to go, Zacho. This is Initials Game 510. You guys were a part of Initials Game, I think 463 or something last May. Jason, you got 1 point. Randy, you were shut up. But this is redemption time. It's your time to redeem yourselves.
We'll see.
Let's go around the room and meet the competitors. Christopher Allen Hockey. What happens if you win Initials Game 510
Well, just like
today?
always, my good friends at Radco have been there since the very beginning. I've lost a lot of games, but they've been there for all of them. If I win, you'll get 10% off your entire order now through Monday. In-store or online at radco.com. When you use the promo code Initials, discount doesn't apply to toppers. Thank you, Radco. Appreciate it very much.
Marnie Gellner.
Good morning. I'm sponsored by my hometown friends at Great Clips. If I win today, tweet me, tag Great Clips today through the end of Sunday, and one lucky winner will win free haircuts for a year.
That's amazing. That's good.
Plus, Great Clips will donate $1,000 to the charity of my choice.
You looked right at Randy and pointed at him like he needs a haircut.
I need a
was that
hair.
about?
I just got a haircut this week, but
It looks
Did you
great.
go to Great Clips? You should have gone to our hometown friends at Great Clips.
Our hometown
It's
friends at
nice.
Great Clips.
They're real nice.
Very nice.
Look at Mark
They're the
Parrish.
best.
Mark is embracing the NASCAR mentality. You have ABC
Bring
contracting,
it on, baby.
hat, shirt. You're logoed up.
They are my best friends, and I'm sponsored by my best friends at ABC, American Building Contractors. And if I win today, tweet at me, at Mark D. Parrish, and tag at ABC Will Help through the end of Sunday, and one lucky winner will win a $100 Visa gift card. Let's go, good guys. Thank you, American
so
Building
cool.
Contractor.
I feel real bad for ABC, though, because that's really awkward when somebody says, these are my best friends, and those guys are listening to their car going, I don't think we're best friends. That's really, I mean, I like you, but I'm not sure we're best friends.
Frenemies.
They'll learn to love me.
Randy and Jason, if you win tonight, people can pay full price at acmecomedyco.com
That's
to buy
right.
tickets.
Our best friends at Acme Comedy.
That's right. And because Meat Sauce is not here, the Sklar Brothers are sponsored by our friends at 7th Avenue Pizza.
Oh, there
all
you
7th
go.
Avenue Pizzas are buy one, get one free at all Lund's and Byerly's locations. And if either of them win today, you tweet at Meat Sauce 1 and tag 7th Avenue Pizza through the end of Sunday. And one lucky winner is going to win $100 towards restocking their freezer with 7th Avenue Pizza. Thank you, 7th Avenue Pizza.
Thank you, guys.
And the guys were just asking off air. You were asking, didn't you guys make like a board game or something? And yes, I'm so glad you brought that up.
I did, Steve. That's awesome.
You asked that, and I did. You can go to initialsgame.com and buy versions of 4 and 5 right now at initialsgame.com.
What a great thing. You guys have sold a bunch of them. Sell more.
Yeah, it's not you guys. It's you guys.
You guy over there.
It's not a
Corey.
profit
No best
sharing
friends.
expedition.
Corey.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
What was that
We're
website
happy for
again?
you.
It was initialsgame.com, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got
Don't
one.
care.
This is creepy, fellas, but I do have a couple in my car if you want them after the show.
Yeah, they're running down there.
It's like a scene from Silence of the Lambs. Help me move this couch. Put this couch in
the back of his van.
Puts the lotion in the basket.
Move.
All right, before we play game 510, one of you might win $62,500.
Now it's time for the St. Paul Federal Credit Union Initials Jackpot.
That is correct. 1-800-320-5326. The jackpot's at $62,500. You looking to buy a new car? We'll save money on your current car loan as well with St. Paul Federal Credit Union. Credit Union.
I'm on the rail, Daddy. I'm on the rail, Daddy. He grew up. Look at him.
Credit.
St. Paul Federal Credit Union now offering car loan rates as low as 6.29%. Apply today at stpaulfcu.org/KFAN. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Yep, this is the best bid ever. Again, it goes up $500 every week thanks to our friends at St. Paul Federal Credit Union. If the caller guesses one letter in the right spot, they win $250, which is still pretty sweet.
Yeah.
But if they just tell me both in the right spot, they win the progressive jackpot, which is $62,500. Like changing money.
Let's go.
Let's go. All right. Random caller, where are you from and what is your name?
Hey, this is Keith from St. Cloud.
Keith from St. Cloud.
Huskies!
Yeah.
Are you a Husky fan? Did you
Go Huskies.
Do you like Mark Parrish?
I love Mark Parrish.
Thank you very much.
All right, Keith from St. Cloud. You have a shot at $62,500. All you got to do is say two letters, and they just have to be the right ones. Which ones do you want?
All right, I'm going T.O. like Tommy Olsen.
T.O. like Tommy Olsen. T.O.
Terrell Owens.
T.O. like Tommy Olsen.
Give it to him.
Let's go.
Come on,
Keith in St. Cloud has a shot at $62,500. Does he have at least one right for $250? And is he alive?
Come on.
For $62,500.
Come on.
$500.
Come on. Give it to him, Matt. Come on.
You blew it! Oh, sorry, Keith. Sorry, Keith. All right.
Try.
Leave it alone.
Yeah.
Here we go. Go, guys.
All right. Best out of 12. All-time record is 9. Yell out your name. Remember, your name is your buzzer. Got to pronounce the answer correctly. If you ring in and get it wrong, you're out for only that item. Everybody ready?
Yes, that's
right.
Yes,
The
sir.
initials for game 510. The letter S and then the letter F. SF. The letter S and then the letter F. People, places, things, phrases. It can be anything. Here we go. Jason Sklar, Randy Sklar, Mark Parrish, Chris Hockey, Marnie Gellner.
Hi.
Item number 1 of SF.
Clue number 1.
Often features many colors.
Clue number 2.
Are rectangular.
Mark.
Mark.
State flag.
What? That's right.
Wow, dude. Wow.
State
Oh, my
flag.
It was
Marky
the
Mark.
only thing that popped into my head when you said
like-
the initials.
When I said SF, the first thing you thought of was
State flag? It's not even a phrase people use. Hey, check out that state flag over there. No one ever specifies. Wow. You would say,
Mark.
oh my God.
That's impressive.
That was fantastic. All right, Mark
Let's
Parrish
go here.
on the
Big
board
guys,
with
big guys.
1. Here's number 2 of SF.
Clue number 1.
The second word is often skipped without changing the meaning.
Clue number 2.
Often connected to emerging talent.
I mean, I have something that I'm not allowed to say on the radio.
Clue number 3.
Known for its length.
Also something I'm not allowed to say on the radio.
Clue number 4.
Often showcased at festivals.
Clue number 5.
These are sometimes given awards. Final clue.
Clue number 6.
The standard definition of these says that these have a 40-minute runtime or less. Marnie.
Short film.
That's right. Those are short films.
Wow. That way, Marnes.
Where you go, Marnes?
Shorts.
Not
Marnes.
even close.
Marnie, great job.
Had state flag pop into his head.
Yep. Unbelievable.
But didn't have short film. All right. Marnie has one. Parrish has one. 10 items to go. Here's number 3.
Here we go. Okay.
Of SF.
Clue number 1.
Over 400 years old.
Clue number 2.
Has connections to artist Georgia O'Keeffe and the Georgia...
I got Jason.
Jason.
Santa Fe.
Wow. That's right.
Jason.
Santa Fe, New
On
Mexico.
the board.
How did you know Georgia O'Keeffe had a connection to Santa Fe? You just spent time there?
We shot a movie there. We shot Wild Hogs. We were in the movie Wild Hogs.
I love that movie.
And we were in that.
Dude.
Thanks, buddy.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
and we spent a lot of time there. And I know Georgia O'Keeffe.
Santa Fe. All right.
Wow.
I love how you ring in with, I got it,
I got it, Jason.
I don't know what to yell. I don't know what to yell. I say Jason.
Sometimes you don't have to say your right name.
Tell me John Travolta's a good guy, please.
Yes, he is. He actually very, like, so cool to the point. So Martin Lawrence was in the movie and he's brought his daughter to set, and she's sitting like in Video Village, just hanging out, which is like where the director or the producers are sitting, and the monitors are set up, and we're sitting there because we're not in the scene, but we're in like the next scene, the next setup of the coverage, and we're sitting there, and there are like 3 rows in front of us in these directors' chairs. And Martin Lawrence says to John, introduces John, do the thing for my daughter. And we're like, what is he asking him to do?
No.
And John Travolta, in full singing voice, like full voice, sings, I got chills, they're multiplying. Awesome. And we're like, wait, he goes all the way through electrifying. He did that also in front of Marissa Tomei, Academy Award winner Marissa Tomei, and I heard her squeal like a schoolgirl.
That's so cool.
And he did it. He committed
just
to it. Fully did it. I'm like, that's a good guy.
That's pretty cool.
awesome.
All right, there you go. Glad you asked. Jason on the board. So Jason Sklar has 1. Parrish has 1. Marnie has 1. 3-way tie with 9 items to go.
Here we go.
Here's number 4 of SF.
Clue number 1.
In a literal sense, this could be a safety hazard.
Clue number 2.
Involves limited tolerance.
Clue number 3.
A person can have one of these.
Hawk.
Yep.
Short fuse.
That's right. Good, guys. Hawk, attaboy.
That's good.
Yep.
Good.
Way to put it together. That was very good. All right, 4-way tie.
There we go.
Randy,
Guys,
you
here we
feel
go,
a
here we
little
go.
left out. It's everybody but you so far.
Yeah, I do. But I mean, this is where I expected to be. This is where, I'm going to give all the glory to God. Can we, by the way, can we stop giving all the glory to God? Like, I heard Paige Beckers after the thing. I was like, you had such a great game. She's like, how about you give 10% to God and give 80 to your parents who sublimated their dreams 80,000 miles? We're not saying don't believe. How about your younger sister had to come to all your dumb games? Right? Give her some of the glory. Give the glory to her. Give her 17% of the glory. God will be fine with 8%. So I want to give all the glory to God.
We have a 4-way tie. Jason, Mark, Hawk, and Marnie. Here's number 5 of SF.
Clue number 1.
The second word is a shortened version of a longer word that starts with the letter I.
Jesus Christ.
You guys, I don't almost ever repeat clues. You want me to go through that?
Yeah, one more time.
Number 1.
The second word is a shortened version of a longer word that starts with the letter I.
Clue number 2.
One of the words is an animal.
Clue number 3.
Although rare, people can have this.
Clue number 4.
This can lead to death and then potentially have an impact on an entire industry.
Clue number 5.
Within a specific population, this is transmitted.
I think. Say your name.
Anybody want it? Otherwise, final clue.
Clue number 6.
This is a severe respiratory illness spread by pigs.
Jason.
Jason was first.
Dang it.
5, 4.
Swine flu.
Swine flu, and Jason takes the lead.
Because influenza and flu, I had it.
I couldn't get up this.
All right, Jason, you're in the lead, and we're through 5. Blue.
Good pickup.
Good
man.
He's got half of my DNA.
So close. I had the influenza.
Randy and I came from the same egg. I just need to say that. I just need to say it.
80% of the glory to your parents.
Right. He swallowed all the intelligence. I give all the glory to Paige Becker's God. All right?
Jason has the lead. Jason has 2.
Wow.
Parrish has 1. Hawk has 1. Marty has 1, but there's still 7 to go. Lots of time. Here's number 6 of SF.
Clue number 1.
Is the second highest ranking.
Clue number 2.
This features numbers.
Clue number 3.
Can, but doesn't have to, include a queen.
Hawk. Straight flush.
That's right.
Attaboy, Hawk.
Wow. Straight flush.
Nice.
I am really not playing well.
All right, we're at halftime, halfway through the game. Jason and Chris have the lead with 2. Mark Parrish and Marnie Gellner.
Here we go.
Just one back with 1. Randy yet to score, but there's still plenty of time.
Attaboy. Here we go. All kinds of time. All kinds of time.
Here is number 7 of SF.
Clue number 1.
Typically occurs once a year.
Clue number 2.
This is last.
Clue number 3.
Can provide some level of closure.
Clue number 4.
This is part of a series.
Mark.
Mark.
Season finale.
That's right. That is a season finale.
There we go.
And we have
Nice
a 3-way tie to go.
Wow.
Nice pair.
Season finale. All right, so Jason has 2, Mark has 2, Chris has 2.
I'm leaving.
Mark.
Should have had those smelling salts.
Marty, you're just 1 back. Randy, you have 5 items to go, so you're still not mathematically
You're
out
not
of this
out.
either.
You're not out.
Go, guys. Here we go.
Here's number 8 of SF.
Clue number 1.
AIDS instability.
Clue number 2.
Is mostly triangular.
Clue number 3.
Often appears dark gray in color.
Clue number 4.
These have been used in a very famous film franchise to incite fear.
Clue number 5.
Found on a back.
Hawk.
Yep.
Shark fin.
That's right.
Oh, that
That is a shark.
Good clues, Corey. Good clues. Oh,
Good one, Chris.
Clues, Corey.
All right,
Attaboy,
Chris.
Hawk. Attaboy.
That is point number
Attaboy.
3 for Chris, and Chris
Here we go.
takes
Hey.
the lead.
Attaboy.
Okay.
Good.
It's nice.
Okay.
All right, Chris Hockey has 3.
come on now.
Jason
Here
Sklar
we
has
go.
2.
Good, guys.
Mark
Here we go.
Parrish has 2. Marnie has 1, but there are still 4 items to go. Everybody's still in this. Here's number 9 of SF.
Clue number 1.
This can be connected to dignity or honor.
Clue number 2.
Involves a public perception or image.
Clue number 3.
Is protecting yourself in a sense.
Clue number 4.
Avoids a loss of respect.
Mark.
I got it.
Mark was first.
Save face.
Save face.
I literally.
Split second late,
Yeah.
Randy. Oh, that was close.
Sorry, Randy.
Save
It's okay. I mean,
face.
that was the first one I could have answered.
Mark,
And had he answered it, he would have saved face. I did not. Literally, I'm not saving any face here.
All right, you're not mathematically out, though, Randy. If you get the last three, you still force a tiebreaker. with three to go.
Like to disagree.
Mark Parrish and Chris Hockey, you have the lead. You have three.
Had that one.
Jason, you're just one back. You're still in this. Marnie, you're not out of this yet either. You have one as well. Here is number 10 of SF.
Clue number 1.
This can be one or two words.
Clue number 2.
Randy.
Go for it.
Schadenfreude. Good guess.
And isn't it great that I felt so good watching you go down? Did you see my come-uppance I got there for that? It felt so good to watch you go down like that. I gotta take a swing. It's just...
All right, Randy's out for the rest of number 10.
Clue number 2.
Can be deadly.
Clue number 3.
Could involve two people or many, many more.
Clue number 4.
Involves offensive and defensive maneuvers.
Clue number 5.
A handful of these occurred in 1987's... Yep.
Sword fight?
That's right. Nice.
The rest of that clue is going to be 1987's The Princess Bride. You didn't even know that.
I would have gotten
Good
that.
guy.
Sword fight is the right answer, and Chris takes the lead with 4.
Attaboy.
All right.
Attaboy.
Good one.
All right, so here's the old situation. Marnie and Randy, you are mathematically out.
What?
Can we still suggest...
Absolutely keep playing, though. Yep, keep playing.
Yeah.
Chris, you have a 1-point lead with 2 to go, so if you
Attaboy,
get
Hawk.
any of the remaining 2, you're the winner.
I'd appreciate
Mark,
some
you're
help.
just
Let's
1
go.
back.
Yep.
Jason,
you're
you
2
need
back.
both to tie and
Yeah.
force a tiebreaker, but
Yep.
you're not out of this yet either.
No.
So Chris going for the win. Here's number 11
here we go.
All right, here we go, buddy.
of SF.
Clue number 1.
This is a person.
Clue number 2.
Used to maintain an appearance.
Clue number 3.
They are only temporarily in one spot.
Jason.
Jason.
Seat filler?
Seat filler! Jason, it's not over yet.
Go!
Jason
Wow,
with
Jay.
3, and it's not over yet. All right.
Wow, guys.
Comes down to this. Chris, if you get this right, you win. If Mark Parrish gets this right, we have a heads-up tiebreaker between Hawk and Parrish. If Jason gets it right, we have a heads-up tiebreaker
insane.
between Hawk and Jason.
Let's go. Good game. Good guys.
If Randy or Marnie gets this right, then Chris wins as well. So 3 of you
help,
technically
please.
playing
Let's go.
for Chris.
Can knock
Here we
the
go.
others out.
Number 12, Chris going for the win. Jason and Mark going for the tie. Here's number 12. Final item of SF.
Clue number 1.
Often develops over time.
Clue number 2.
It's commonly connected to athletes or athletic activity.
Clue number 3.
Involves discomfort or pain.
Clue number 4.
Often connected to the lower body.
Hawk.
Hawk for the win.
Stress fracture.
Stress Oh, that was so close. Jason, you gave him a scare. Parrish, you gave him a scare, but
Attaboy, Hawk.
Christopher Hockey
Good
gets
one.
5 and wins game 5-10. Chris, what happens now that you've won?
Well, Radco, they've supported me through so many losses.
this
Today I
time.
win. Radco.com and Radco through Monday, 10% off your order. And all you got to do is use the promo code Initials. Everything but toppers. There's lots of stuff at Radco. Thank you, Radco. And thank you very much for staying with me. Radco.com.
Well done, Hawk.
Thank you.
Good
Initials.
guys.
Amazing job.
I was on
Thank you.
sprain. I was on sprain something.
Yeah.
Jason, you had one career point, which was tied for 84th all time.
Now you're up.
Now you are up to 4 points. You're tied to for 54th all time.
That's a big jump.
30 spot jump.
Huge leap. I can't believe Semper Fi wasn't in there. I can't believe San Francisco wasn't. Small forward wasn't in there. Come on, Marnie. Small foot. That's a movie that I showed my kids. Schadenfreude. At least I tried to get Special Forces. Like there were Special Friend.
Yeah. Oh, there's so many.
State
that went through
Fair,
my head too.
Street Fair,
State Farm.
What was the dirty ones you guys were talking about?
Oh, I don't know that we can. Come see us tonight at Acme. We'll reveal it. All of our dirty ones.
I won't be able to hear them because his wife will be talking.
That is true.
If you want to come see his wife talk.
You guys said that during short film, so I thought maybe one of you was thinking snuff film when you were saying, I don't know if I can say that.
Snuff film, you could say. You could say that.
You definitely could.
You just can't show it.
Yeah, right. Or film
Except for tonight at Acme. Showing snuff films is...
That's what we're going to do. Sexual feeling. I don't know what I was thinking.
Favors.
Sexual favors.
Marty, get your mind out of the
Come
gutter.
on.
You are filthy, Marnie. Filthy.
Strong feelings. Slip, fall. I mean, I don't know. I tried to write a bunch. San Francisco was one I had to.
While we got a couple of seconds here, and again, thank you, Radco.com, and well done, everybody. I had a listener, Andrew Wolf, called in and wanted to know about the This American Life story.
Oh, yeah. So there is a crazy story from our lives where when we were 6 weeks old, our mom took us to the doctor and she had us dressed exactly alike because she couldn't tell us apart. Like, we look back at pictures of ourselves and we're like, I can't even, I'm looking for some facial expression or something. I can't. And if we can't and it's us, then there's no way she could. And the nurse changed our diapers without asking our mom. And the only way she could tell us apart was the color of our diaper pins and put Pampers on. That was a new diaper at the time.
It was the Beats by Dre of baby
undergarments. And they were tape overs. And she handed our mom the pins in a bag and said, I changed her diapers. And my mom was like, who had which pin? She couldn't remember. And so our mom went into like a tizzy and couldn't really... They guessed. Our parents kind of guessed. And so for 50 years, and they didn't go back to check because there's a million reasons why. And so for 50 years, we kind of didn't know if we were who we were. And we went on this like weird identity search to find out if we were who we were.
And then I was home like cleaning out our house. You know, whenever time you at this age you go back to your childhood house and your mom's like, you got to throw everything away.
You got to throw everything away in the garage, and you got to go to the basement and throw everything away. Go in your closet and throw everything.
We threw away more stuff than we had. Like we threw away 3 lacrosse sticks.
None of us played lacrosse. I was like, how are these in our house? Whose are these? I was like, Mom, where should I put my suitcase? She's like, throw them away. They're eventually going to be thrown away.
My stuff for this trip.
So Randy found like a little memento from the day we were born, a footprint. It wasn't even an official thing.
But there were enough lines on there that I literally called This American. We called This American Life. We're like, do you want to go on this journey with us to figure out if we are who we are? And they did. So there's actually, you asked us what we're working on. So we wrote a whole show, like a 2-man show, kind of like, you know, Neil Brennan's Blocks or all the Mike Birbiglia shows, which is like a Broadway style show about that. Like this idea that like we went on this like crazy at a point in our history when we are so identity focused. You got to call me by my pronouns, get the right this and that. It's like more than ever we have told like our kids, like you're a unique person and know who you are and whatever, that like we went on this quest to like find out who we were as twins. And what we wound up finding out, we found our humanity as parents.
And we realized that as parents, that defines us more than a footprint. It's a really cool show that we wrote.
Awesome, man.
Super
and
cool. It's lots of comedy. A lot of the parenting stuff you'll see tonight at Acme when you come, or if you guys come over the weekend, your fans come over the weekend, you'll see a lot of our parenting stuff that's kind of woven throughout.
But then there's this crazy, we went on the mother of all identity sort of searches, and it's just a really cool idea.
It is cool. I've always wondered that about twins anyway, because my name's Corey. I don't like the name Corey necessarily. It's a very 80s dated name.
Yeah.
But it's not like I had a twin brother and I'm like, I wanted your name's better than mine. Like,
That's right.
Did you guys, when you guys were growing up, did one of you go like, well, Jason's a better name than Randy, or Randy's like, is that part of the...
Yeah, I don't think we did that. No. We have such a weird relationship with being twins. It's like we don't talk about it on stage a ton. Our goal when we got into comedy wasn't to be the comedy twins. It was, we love comedy. We want to be a very funny comedy team we happen to be twins. So we don't talk about being twins a ton on stage. You know, in writing, they always say show, don't tell. That's sad. So that's the best type of writing, is to not spell it out, but to show it. And so when you come see us live, you see that our relationship is a very symbiotic relationship that is a function of being twins and having grown up together and having shared experiences through our life. But we don't talk about being twins much. So it's more of a nuanced thing.
Do I wish I would have gotten 3 right in that game and not Jason?
Yeah, I do.
Or maybe you did.
Yeah.
And you're not who you think you are.
That's Fox, you got to listen to This American Life or come see our show.
Listen to this real quick. And I don't mean to bring the show down, but this is something I've always wondered. My twin died at 7 months, and I lived.
Wow.
If I had died and he had lived, would he be sitting here?
Probably not.
Probably not, right?
Almost zero.
Yeah, right.
Probably not. You went on your path, and that's the sliding door of it all. Like, you went on your path, and who knows where your twin would have been.
Right.
That's crazy. It's crazy to think of all that stuff. It causes you to think about. I'm sorry that happened.
Oh, thank
first
you.
of all.
I appreciate it.
But it is really fascinating. Our lives are shaped by the experiences that make them up, and how you choose to interpret them, and a different person would have had a different take on that. Maybe would have been paralyzed by that through their entire lives.
Right.
And look at what a beautiful life you made for yourself.
Thank you, man. Yeah, right.
Amazing.
Very well said.
Quick question about back to the diaper changing or your mom not being able to tell you apart. Neither one of you has a birthmark?
No. None. No.
Wow.
Neither. So there's none. So
prove it.
All right. That's what Jason couldn't say on the air.
All right, you guys are the best, man. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you. It's awesome. It's a blast.
You guys are welcome back anytime. And again, if you want to see the fellas tonight, 7 and 9, limited tickets tonight. Then
limited tickets at 7. 9 there are tickets, and at 9 p.m. tomorrow night there are tickets. But let's fill it up with your awesome fans. With your amazing fans. We'd love that.
They're at Acme tonight and tomorrow, so go check them out. Marnes will watch you on Bally tonight, 8:30 pregame.
8:30 pregame.
Yep. And then Parrish tomorrow with the Wild, right?
Yep, tomorrow, both afternoon games, not exactly short time.
Gotcha. Marnes, you were going to say something else.
I was just going to say I'll see the Sklar Brothers tomorrow afternoon at Target Field.
We're throwing out the first
Yeah, let's go. Dustin.
There you go.
Morse, get it done.
Let's go.
That's awesome.
All right, Power Trip back to Monday at 5:30. Again, next week we'll be in Vegas. Marnes, we're gonna miss you and Marky Mark next week in Vegas.
Hold
It
it
sucks you
down.
guys can't be there.
Well, we got Wednesday for you. Looking forward to Wednesday.
You guys can hold down the fort on Wednesday for sure. All right, that was the Sklar Brothers. 9 to noon is next. We'll see you Monday, everybody. Have a good weekend.